You're catch me off guard. It's just your thing.
You were so close to the thing when we went live. You were just so
Hi,
close
guys.
to the camera.
Hi.
It was like your nose was all.
Welcome to the show that nobody asked for, and we're still here.
Not one single solitary person.
Please say hi. Let us know you're here.
Jimmy, no one's here yet.
I know. Well, I just have to say it so that as soon as they hear me say that, they're like, "Oh, I have to comment." Of course.
Well, we're trying something new today. I tried scheduling it versus like just going live, and I don't know that it made any kind of a difference. But
I know.
But Jamie, what I want to do is I want to ask you a question. Did you hear that story?
You're so obvious.
It's the show that nobody asked for, the only reason that we shower. If these ovaries could talk is live right now.
So obvious. I knew exactly where you were going with that. You need a new gig. You need a new game.
Hi, Amy. Welcome.
Hi, Amy. Look at this. Look, my wife was working at the desk all day. Like, why do you need this many?
Well,
why do you need this many?
Jamie, I have this many pens here too.
Yeah, but that's like they're in the we have a cup over here full of like pens and pencils.
Then put the pens in the cup. I also want you to know that these pens all say Robin's pens, hands off. I had them made at my old corporate job because everyone would steal, and because it was like at a corporate job where you could just spend all the money you wanted to and nobody cared. So I had those pens made. But first I had them made and they came in black and I didn't like that. And then I had them remade in orange.
It's a lot. That's a lot, Robin. That's a lot. And also I'm actually really impressed because that job was a long time ago and you still have the pens.
Well, Jamie, the minimum order was 200. So I have, and they're reused.
Cool. You're gonna have to pay that company back someday. That is not cool.
Listen, that company owes me money. I have
never had perks like that ever.
No.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Okay, wait, Jimmy. I want to ask you one question. We have one hot topic before we have guests today. But how are you doing, Jamie?
I'm okay. Sounds like a loaded question. I'm okay. I'm a little stressed. I'm a little tired. How are you, Robin? How are you doing?
I guess I should have started by saying the reason that I asked that is because I'm such a mess that I can't even get to the store to get conditioner. And I am now currently, the conditioner in my hair is leftover conditioner that's a lice repellent. So that's how it's going. That's how it's going for me. And now I'm itching because I just said the word lice.
Oh God, you really love to talk about lice. I, on the other hand, just got my hair highlighted.
I know, looks
5
good.
days ago.
Looks good.
It's a little more blonde than I was planning on going, but it always is. Anyway.
Well, it's your summer look.
Is it? That's what that is. That's what I'm going to say.
Sure.
That's what I'm going to say.
Let's hit our first
hot topic.
Jamie.
Let's do it. Okay.
Jamie, this one's new, Jamie.
So, you all know, I have been working up the courage to get to know all the other donor kids. Well, it's been this thing, and we finally talked to our daughter about it because she has expressed interest, sort of, and she was excited, and so we're ready to get to know the donor. So we reached out on the group on the the donor registry page. We reached out to the emails that were there. There were only 2 or 3, and 2 people wrote back. And they're interested in getting to know everybody. And so my wife volunteered me to make a private Facebook group to these 2 other donor families. And so
volunteered you. And volunteered you.
Yeah.
That's not a joiner. That's very interesting.
That's why she volunteered me to do it.
By the way, I volunteer Mary's a graphic designer, and I volunteer her all the time. Hello, Dr. George.
Hi, Dr. George. Hi, Rebecca.
Rebecca's back in the house.
I have been, I've been grappling with it, but I'm actually really excited for it. But we've only heard from 2 donor families. That's it. And none of them are gay. To which I'm like,
single mom by choice.
I don't even know. They didn't tell us that much. They just didn't mention their wives. I don't even know what they mentioned. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm just assuming they're straight just by the way they wrote their emails. I'm just kidding.
By the way they used commas and periods and the way they hit Be nice.
It's
no. What's your deadline for setting up the Facebook group?
I think I need to do it. So if I say this week, that means 4 weeks for me.
What we need to do is set up a time on the calendar, and then you share your screen, and I'll help you set up the Facebook group.
I think that's what we should do, because you'll make me do it, and that's
you need to do it already. You need to.
I'm excited for it. I am. I just want there to be more gay. Oh, here's my question though.
But the gays will come out and here's the thing. Once what'll happen is when you set the group up, right? The initial people will join, but then you put the group on the registry board and you say, hey, there's this group. It's secret. It's under my name, and this is what it's called. And then
a lot of extra steps.
No, listen, I will write the email for you, for God's sakes. But listen, you're going to post that, and then people will just they'll just directly come and add themselves to the group.
Okay, well, here's my question then.
Yes.
Folks, for everybody out there, since we have this platform where we literally talk about donors, and I'm very open about all of my story and all about my children, do I need to disclose this to this group? Like, is this something at this point that I should be like, by the way, I do have this podcast that's based all around how our children were made? I don't know.
No, only if you are giving someone's personal information.
Well, because like, what if they're like up in this group and they're da-da-da, and then all of a sudden they're like, holy, wait a second. This woman has a whole thing about our families, and she didn't even tell us. Do you know what I mean?
I think you're getting up in your head a little bit.
You think I'm too big? You think I think I'm a public figure and I'm actually not? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, but also I think you're overthinking it. People are just going to share a picture. This is my kid on their birthday. Maybe. So my kid looks like, and this way. I'm telling you, I got 2 different groups. They all work the exact same way.
They're going to be like that mom, Jamie. That there's something special about her.
I feel like if that's not a transition to our guests are here, I don't know what is.
Okay, let's bring them in.
Okay.
Helen.
No, she asked for the afternoon off. It's fine. It's fine.
Still watching TV.
We're happy
she's
back.
TV.
She's back. She's back.
Helen's back, you guys.
She said she was experiencing some back pain. I said take the afternoon.
What's new?
I also said that's coming out of your comp days. But listen, all right, today's guest.
Daniel has something to say.
Jess and Jess are hosts of the We Should Talk About That podcast. And we were on their podcast, and they are so delightful. We were like, how do we get you on our live stream? And like, we booked.
Yes, and Robin, your voice is breaking up a bit. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. Jess and Jess are their real actual names. They both have the same name, and that's one of the main reasons I love them so much.
and Danielle is saying, by the way, you don't have to disclose it if you're seeing that. So there you go. You got your answer.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do I have to disclose that? Is that like something that somebody might be like, she had this the whole time?
I definitely think that you probably are overthinking it. It sounds like you're in your head a little too much, which may be because you don't actually want to do it.
I don't know.
Secondly, no, I don't think you have to disclose it, because you're not going to be like Danielle says, which, by the way, your listeners are so informed, you're not going to be talking about their children on your podcast.
That's true. But you never know, actually.
But
you never know.
You might be to book someone from them on our podcast.
Oh, yeah.
There's that. That might happen. But
we had someone from my group on the podcast.
We did.
Enough about us.
I mean, just see how it goes. You can always change your mind later.
Right. I mean, I'm gonna make the group. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make
the group.
I think Robin's gonna make the group, and then you're going to run the group.
Basically, that's how that's gonna go. I'm not even gonna run the group. I'm gonna be like, Robin, somebody did something.
I know. I'm gonna be a moderator.
Check it out for me.
They're gonna be like, who is this Robin lady who's moderating? She doesn't even have kids in this. Okay, wait. Jamie had a fantastic idea. So Jess and Jess sent us this email asking us to send them voice memos about joy. And so Jamie was like, let's ask them about things that they hate, because that's more us. That's on brand for us. So Jamie had some things she hates.
That sounds a lot worse. Like I had a hard time coming up with joy, although I think I came up with something great. But
it was
great.
Like,
it was great. Making me joyful. Right? But coming up with, and to be real, to be truthful, Judy Gold asked us this. Like, this is something she asks people who come on her podcast. What's your biggest pet peeve? What do you hate? You know, like that's so her. And I couldn't think of anything in the moment. I had a really hard time coming up with something. And then I was like, well, I guess I just don't hate anything. And then it came to me. And now a bunch of things have come to me. So I thought it would be great.
In the moment, I was like, double Parkers. I was like, I just kept going. I was like, and another thing,
was that not the first time you've been asked that question before, Robin?
I mean, that's not even relevant. I just know what I hate. It's just like, I was like, I had just gotten in a fight with a double Parker earlier that day. So I was like, double Parkers.
Well, so my things that I've just realized I hate, and one of them was a real eye opener. But first I'll start with the easy one. Cords. I hate cords. Don't you hate cords? They are everywhere and they are always messing up my life. Always. I can't stand cords. And this desk is full of cords. That's one, because I hate clutter too. The other thing, I just realized it because I was at physical therapy. I have plantar fasciitis, and this physical therapist is torturing my lower legs and feet, like in a bad way. So it's very painful. And I'm laying on the table, and he's torturing my calf, and I'm like biting my fingers. And then this dude next to me, who is also this guy's client, is going through his like whatever treatment, sitting there, and he's talking about Major League Sports. And I had the realization, I freaking hate it when people talk about Major League Sports. I really do. I tolerate it, but I'm like, I don't want it. I don't care what this dude's stats are. Please stop talking about stats or about his amazing shot. I don't.
All right. Take some deep breaths.
Children say.
Take some deep breaths.
Like, I don't mind.
She really hates that.
I do. And I just realized because I was in a compromised situation and he was talking and I was like, you need to stop. I didn't say anything. Obviously,
you didn't say anything.
Of course not. I didn't say anything. I just sat there in agony. But I don't like it. You can talk about sports, about like your kids' sports and stuff. I'll get into that, but I don't, please. It's already all TV. It's enough. It's enough.
I actually think talking about kids' sports is worser than talking about professional sports, because it's like, I'm sorry, your kid is not a professional athlete. What do I care?
Your kid sucks.
Your kid is awful.
Basically.
Is that what you say? Do you say that?
I actually, I hate travel sports, and I hate when people talk about their kids in travel sports and how they take pride in the fact that their child is in a travel sport. And it's not just because my kids are not athletically inclined, which is actually true, but it has nothing to do with that. It's not a bitterness. It's just they're kids. What do we care about whether or not they are like, traveling to Rehoboth for a baseball game? Like,
yeah.
I'm sorry. My weekends, I would rather not follow my children around.
So is that one of the things that you hate?
I just figured that out now.
So right?
We're helping people.
We are helping people. Here, I'll tell you one of the things.
I also hate leaf blowers. I hate them with the passion of 1,000 bright lights and plantar fasciitis pain. It is, and it's not lawn mowers, it's the blowers. The blowers are the worst.
But by the way, worse in the city, the supers take hoses and just, instead of sweeping the sidewalk, and they use the hose to blow the leaves into the street, and it's just a waste of water. Hate that. Other Jess.
Okay. I hate when I go to get a massage and the massage therapist thinks that I want to have a conversation.
Oh, that's not fun either.
I have tried to fall asleep. I have tried to signal that I'm falling asleep. I have stopped talking for like at least 3 solid minutes. I have entered the room without making eye contact, and they still talk to me. This happened to me. My best friend was turning 40. She took 3 of us out to Phoenix to this swanky spa for like 4 days. It was incredible. Yeah. I needed a massage so bad. The massage therapist, super cute girl, God love her, but she wanted to talk to me about her kids the entire effing time. And I'm like, dude, I flew all the way across the country to get away from my kids. You think I care about your kids right now? No, I just want a massage. I just want a silent massage.
It's a lot.
because I can't stand up for myself. I listened to her the entire time.
Oh,
then I went and complained. I know. I went and complained to my friend who's like she's from New York, right? And she's like, she goes up to the desk and she goes, my friend Jess is spineless and too nice and can't not talk to anybody. And she really came here for this massage because she wanted to relax. Massage therapist talked the whole time, blah, blah, blah. So whatever she said, she got me another massage comped. However,
they talked to you and you did
she comes over to me and says, and I can't say, I don't think on this what she said to me, but she's like, limp on your way out because I told her that they did something to you. And I was like, what? What?
Wait,
like,
so
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. I just got you a free massage.
Oh my God. I was like,
so I hate it when people lie about me too.
So that's a problem. Lies. I mean, lies go without saying. But listen. We all have our pet peeves. We all have them, and I'm just proud I found mine. But I do want to put
it. Could go on for a while.
I know.
Okay, that's great.
Well, we should talk about the topic. No, we should go to the topic.
Oh, parenting.
I do want to say
parenting.
Yeah, that's very hard. But I want to say I do like the women's soccer team, so that's different because girls. But anyway, okay.
Would you listen to girls' soccer team stats? Would that bother you?
Maybe for like a minute, and then I'm done. We're done. Yeah. That was a cool kick. Yeah, okay, can we move on?
Yeah. What if Megan Rapinoe or Abby Wambach were standing in front of you and they wanted to tell you their personal stats? Would that bother you?
Different.
Well, that's also gross. I'd be like, why do you want to tell me your stats? I saw the game. Arrogant much? Like, I saw the game. No.
See, Rebecca was judging me. I do care about the girls' soccer.
You know what? We're used to being judged. Just you know.
That's what we do. Okay, but the topic at hand:
parenting. 2 kids. We were looking for our topic, and I was like, oh my God, all of us have 2 kids,
and talk about all of us have 1 boy, 1 girl, right?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I didn't put that together. Yeah.
Which is like crazy. And so let's talk about what you two Jesses, what are your feelings on going from 1 to 2? Let's start there. Like, how was that?
I feel like I'm curious about the age difference between everybody's kids because I feel like that makes a difference.
It does.
Right?
Mine are 2 years.
Me too. 2 years. Yeah.
4
years. 3.
Wow.
Similar.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I would say going from 1 to 2, going from 0 to 1 was really hard. And then going from 1 to 2 was really hard.
You're so You're so eloquent. My God.
It was hard.
I know.
It's hard across the board.
I could get more descriptive. I mean, I'm sure my massage therapist told me all about it.
Right. So, other Jess, what do you think?
I thought it was exponentially harder to go from 1 to 2.
We're the same person.
I know. Are we going to talk about that? Exponentially harder. I had just kind of mastered the whole process of getting myself and a child out of the house. And then when the second child came into the mix, I never wanted to leave my house. The pandemic was approximately 10 years too late for me to benefit from because I was always like constantly stressed out about schedules and carrying. It was awful. So 0 to 1 was hard. Agreed, Jess B. But 1 to 2 felt like I had 12 kids.
Interesting.
I had the same experience because, and Jamie will say hers was opposite, but like I had the easy kid first, or the go with the flow kid. I mean, it was very hard to have a kid, and that was hard. But then when I got that second kid, who was very hard, it was just like like getting out of the house. Like, it wasn't just like 2 times difficult; it was like 3 or 4 times more difficult. And I remember talking to some guy who was like, "Yeah, no, it's really hard." And I was like, everyone had told me that before having that second, but I kept thinking like, it's going to be like, oh, they all say that. It's not that big a deal. But no one ever did. No one ever did.
Interesting. I'm the exact opposite. I think everybody who listens to the podcast knows I had the I had an extremely difficult child the first time around. And so going from 0 to 1 was a huge, it was really, really, really hard. And we didn't get a grip on that child until she was like 3 and a half,
Yes,
right? Well, we still don't have a good grip. But yeah, exactly. Like, so that, like, the first 4 years of her life were tumultuous, to say the least. When we brought the second one home, she was in pre-K at that point. So she was away most of the day. So, and he was chill. He was like easy going. So it was like,
I also
not bad.
that's the 4-year mark too. Like, you know,
She was in school.
I had I had a toddler.
Yes.
And a baby. Like, she had just come out of, you know, like bottles for a year, like 10 months before. You were like, and then you got another one.
Like all I can think about is all the poop. Like all the poop that I had to deal with. I like diapers constantly. Like we'd go through 10, 12, 13 diapers a day. Like I just, and my second one didn't
double
sleep.
Stroller. That's double stroller was so stupid. It was the size of Kansas.
We never had a double stroller.
We had the kind that the larger one stands on the back or could sit. I like that. I like that. That made me feel slightly more mobile when I was finally able to leave.
You guys want to hear something funny though? Something real funny. I'm super short. And so we thought we were brilliant because she's going to pre-K now. So we got a different stroller and we got the little thing that she can stand on. We called it the boogie board.
Boogie board, yeah.
Yeah. And so we start her off. The child on the boogie board came up to here on me. And she was 4, so so that didn't work out that well, but she was walking by then, so that happened. But yeah, we just got out of diapers, but I had diaper, then I had
I almost think it's harder because like my sister, for instance, she has a now 2-year-old and she is like a 7-year-old, so like 5 years or whatever. And like she kind of just gotten her life back. And then had to go back into the whole thing again. And now she's got like a first grader who's pretty self-sufficient. And then this toddler who's just figuring out like concrete. And, you know, like, so she hasn't actually sat down in 7 years.
Yeah, that's
so at least I just got it all done all at the same time. It was torture for the first 4 years. I didn't sleep. Neither one of my kids slept through the night until they were 18 months old. But then once the second one started sleeping, I kind of got my life back. And as far as the pandemic is concerned, like they're best friends.
You better knock some wood right now. You better knock some wood right now.
I am like wood.
Everybody.
So, you know, I feel like I'm in the golden age now.
How old are they now?
They're 8 and 6. So
yeah, you are. I can't wait until my little one is 5. Like they'll be 5 and 9, and I feel like we're gonna be able to chill a little bit.
Yeah,
chill. We're not there yet. I can't take my eyes off of him. So it's like constant.
Right. He's a constant danger to himself.
Yes, and he's turned into He's turned into a turd. Like he's super, super stubborn. And he's really turning into a turd.
How old is he? You know, they call it the effing 4s for a reason, by the way.
He's 3.5. He's 3.5, and he's really like pushing those boundaries.
Yeah, individuating.
Well, that's like another thing we were talking about too, is with 2 kids. I think there's this fallacy with the first kid that you think that you have some control on their personality. Like you are
right away
them and shifting them. But that second one comes in and you're just like, and you can see you're doing the same things. And when one thing works on one kid and not the other, it's like, oh, they're different people who are going to do exactly what they want to do.
Yeah. It doubles your work, right? Because you have to parent this kid and then you have to parent this kid. You can't just like cookie cutter, like this works for you and this works for you. You gotta like, you know, do it to both of them, like parent.
I have to say, like,
Donna Lee. Correct. 1 to 3 is very difficult.
Very Donna Lee. Lee. You get the prize.
Pour one out for Donna Lee. Pour one out for Donna Lee.
Yeah.
But I have it easy because my first one was so difficult, and she didn't do things like the typical way. All the rule books didn't work for her. We had to figure out new ways to make everything happen for her because none of the books worked. And my son, though, it all works. So for me, it's like fun because I do the thing that they would have said to do, and it actually worked. Like I can redirect him so easily. My daughter never, ever got redirected.
So you're like, oh, this is why there's an entire industry on parenting books.
Yeah.
It works for some people.
So for me, it's like validating, like, okay, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad. These things, I wasn't doing it wrong all along. My son is showing me that I actually was doing that thing right. It just wasn't working on that one.
Yeah.
Right. You need a different book.
Yeah. There's no book. There's no book. Okay. Freaking book for what I went through.
I don't know. Like, give me a for instance. Give us a for instance.
God, well, we just interviewed somebody last night, Robin, and they were saying that their kid would scream all, like the cry it out method literally did not work for their child. The cry it out method. Yes, this child had autism, and who knows? Like, autism shows up for girls differently than it does for boys. The cry out method did not work for our daughter, and we put ourselves through 2 years of hell of trying this one, just so dumb. Like, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself. If it's not working, do what feels right in your gut. I say it over and over, but
it's not working.
That's one of the instances. It wasn't going to work, but we kept trying, and it was hell. It was terrible. But that's what I
hate that feeling. Here's something I hate. I hate that feeling when you're second guessing yourself. You know something's not working, but the book says, or the person that you talk to, or whatever flippin' expert told you have to give it a try. And that like tension of, I don't think this is working, but I have to keep doing it. I don't think this is working, but I have to keep doing it. Yeah. I hate that feeling.
It's
and
so
Jesus
awful.
Christ, parenting is full of it.
There were like 2 times that crying it out worked. Like, she ended up falling asleep. She got quiet. And when we went in like an hour later, we realized one of the times she had holed herself up in the closet and shut the door on herself and had fallen asleep. And there she was a sweaty mess. And the second time she
This is good. This is going to be good.
It's not, now I just built it up too much. She was under her rug, like her whole body, head to feet, was under her rug. She was lying on herself up in the rug. She was under the rug, face up, and she had finally
she just passed out. Did you just leave her there?
We moved her. She
was like, don't you dare touch her.
Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear.
Leave her right under that rug.
Move all of the furniture in her room during this whole screaming. Like, we would go in, and all of the furniture would be would have been from one side of the room to the other.
She would move it.
Yeah.
Because she was just raging. Yeah, no wonder no books worked for her. Oh my God. Like, did you have to have a real serious conversation with your wife about, like, do we really want to do this again?
I mean, it was every night was like crying, like torture scene. Every night we got in a fight. It was just awful. It was just, we had to have serious conversations every night. And we'd go to the doctor and be like, no, you don't understand. She doesn't sleep. Right? She cries all the time. It's just a baby. Welcome to parenthood. And like, nobody helps. Yeah, crazy.
I wish that I had known how many times these people were going to need to eat. Because I am like, God damn it, you got to eat again. Like, seriously? You're again? Really?
And then it's like, if you comment on it, you're like, oh my God, I'm giving him a food disorder.
Right.
I'm like, it's like, because I'm like the other day I said to my son, I'm like, wait a minute, you had waffles. You ate your whole lunch. You had an apple. You had like a sandwich. You had the Kind bar. I was like, it's 11:30. I was like, you are not going to die. And then I was
how do they eat that much?
I know.
I don't get it.
Oh, I'm giving him a food disorder. I was like, This is what I've done now. This is what I've done now.
But at the same time, you can't not say something because otherwise your grocery bill is going to be like $1,000 a week. And they just eat like, and I was the mom who like did the whole like organic, made my own baby food because I needed to prove myself and all of that. And then my daughter was born and I was like, fuck this. We're getting Trader Joe's frozen tilapia. It's delicious.
So good. It's so
right.
good.
It's so good. And I remember I had this moment of reckoning and I will like never forget this moment as long as I live. I was like sleep deprived. I was out in my front yard. I live out in the suburbs and our neighbors had at that time a 16-year-old son and he was walking down the street with one of the other neighbor kids. And they're both holding these huge containers of takeout Chinese food. And I was like, you know what? Doesn't matter how many organic smoothies I make my kids eat and try to indoctrinate them with, they're still going to go eat a Happy Meal and they're still going to go get takeout Chinese food. I need to like, let this go. Right. Let it go a little bit. And so now I've swung to the other side of the extreme and I like fed my kids heat up chicken pot pies in the microwave last night. From Costco. They were like, this is so good. And I'm like,
because it is good. Because it is good.
I mean, yeah, it is. It is good. But I mean, you know what?
That's the first to a second. That's the first to a second kid thing as well. That first one, you like, you got to be perfect. And the second one, you're like, it's good. It's good enough.
Fine.
No,
I mean, this happy banana that was
72 times a day. We're gonna have to microwave a pot pie.
You know what? They snack so much. Like I don't snack. I don't do the snacking. It's the snacking. What is that like a new thing? Did kids snack like
we didn't
I think it's a US thing. I think it's a US thing for sure.
The Europeans will tell you that.
My wife gets so pissed because we go to the playground and I'm hacking up with these snacks and she was like, why can't they just go to the playground? She's like, it's across the street. Why do you have to bring snacks like we're going on vacation? I was like, because if I don't, they'll be like eating the other people's snacks.
That's exactly.
Then you feel like a bad, exactly. Yes. Then you feel like shit because you're like, oh, sorry.
I didn't bring anything. But I pack a satchel of snacks because I know you have to bring like 5 of each thing because she's going to hand it out to all of her friends.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And they all just, as soon as they see one kid has a snack, the horde comes to you. Mm-hmm. And they just, it's, what is it with the snacking? My God.
I think that they should tell expectant mothers and people who are deciding to have kids that they eat a lot. And that you really need to plan for that. And also stop being the asshole that brings the snacks. Like, let's start a revolution. Stop bringing the snacks.
No more snacks.
Then everybody will stop bringing the snacks. And then
they're eating 4 meals plus 3 snacks. Like no one needs that much. And then they never eat the fucking meal.
No, they don't eat the meal. That's exactly right.
What you're not eating dinner because you had 14 snacks at the playground.
Mm-hmm. I think we sound like dumb Americans. We're like those dumb American moms who can't figure it out, and our kids don't eat good food.
I can speak to this because I'm married to a European. And they have institutionalized snack breaks. They are at 10 o'clock. I'm married to a Swede, so I can speak to Sweden.
Swedes are very rigid.
Yes, they have a 10 o'clock. They have their 10 o'clock fika, and they have their 3 o'clock fika. You have your coffee or your milk or whatever, and then you have a piece of fruit at 10, and you have a cinnamon bun or something at 3 o'clock. Yeah, and they eat at fika. But you know what? You eat your breakfast, you eat at 10, you have your snack at 10, you eat your lunch, you have your fika at 3, then you eat your dinner. And that's it.
And the kids do it.
When do you eat ice cream out of a tub at 10:30 when you're eating your feelings?
When your kids are gone to bed and you're crying alone.
I mean, Swedes in general are not like super emotive like people with their feelings. I mean, you know.
Well, so first you have your glass or 2 of wine, then you switch to the ice cream so you don't drink too much wine.
We do both back and forth. You have the wine next to the ice cream. You let the ice cream soften.
You do that too? You do that too?
That's my way of limiting. I say I'll have 2 glasses of wine, then I'm going to switch to ice cream. That's what gets me off.
The other thing no one told me about being a parent.
That you want to drink all the time?
Yes, and eat ice cream and switch it out. And in a night where I eat like an entire pint of ice cream is a win. That's a win, right?
I
Well,
find
it's
that
froyo.
if I drink, then I'm going to eat more ice cream. So
Oh, really?
I'm like the opposite of you, Jamie. Like if I say I'm going to have 2 glasses of wine, then I know I will then eat an entire pint of ice cream because like all my defenses are down.
Yes.
But if I
'Cause you're
protect the
loose.
wall,
You can't let anything in.
I don't let anything in.
Oh, jeez.
So not the wine or the ice cream?
Not the wine or the ice cream. I'll do like a hot tea. For some reason, hot tea like tricks the whole world because it like
I do that sometimes too.
takes a long time to drink it because it's hot, and I don't know.
I don't like hot liquids. I said it.
I know, she's so weird. She doesn't drink.
Do you
I've
drink
never
coffee?
met.
Hot liquids.
No.
No.
You don't drink coffee?
Unless it's hot
You know what she
chocolate.
drinks in the morning?
I don't
She
drink
drinks
coffee.
either a
Water?
seltzer in the morning or a Red Bull sometimes. Is that what you drink in the morning?
No. I had that Red Bull last night because I was like, we had 2 interviews, and I was like that.
It was last night was
I don't drink Red Bull as a
No.
rule. I just
I
wasn't
I mean,
desperate.
look at
tea?
her skin.
I just drink
Look at her
water or
skin.
water or
Yeah, look
something.
at your skin. It's because
alcohol.
you know caffeine dehydrates you. Your skin looks amazing. I
Well,
tried
there
it.
you
I
go.
tried it once.
This is 50 right here, bitches.
It
I
looks
have a follow-up
amazing.
question. I have a follow-up question.
Oh, this is good.
Do you
What?
drink hot alcoholic liquids?
Only if I'm freezing. Like I could have a hot toddy if I was like frozen tundra. Like when I was in Sweden for my intro, I'm pointing at you, other Jess. I was like desperate. It was so cold and dark, and I was desperate for a hot toddy, and they just did not know what I was talking about. I was like, I don't know what's in it. I was like, it's booze and it's hot, and they were just like, no.
Vodka.
Not
Vodka.
happening.
And
Not
ask
happening.
for next time. Ask for glug. It's
Oh,
like
I've had glug.
warm red wine.
Oh no, that's what they
Ish.
gave me. That's what they gave me, and I was just
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I wanted a hot toddy.
Yeah,
maybe
it's-
that like
it's
have
very
that mulled
sweet.
cider with some rum.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
No,
But the
they
thing
like
is-
their red wine.
Robin
Yeah.
should never ever drink coffee though, because she's already. I can't
No.
even imagine Robin on coffee.
You're the
I
best.
don't want Robin to be on coffee because it'll make my life hard because it's already go. We
I
need
just
to slow.
don't. I mean, I'm a 3 cups of coffee a day kind of girl. Like, I just don't understand how you can make it through a conversation, like
I don't know how you
one
wake up.
single conversation without
I get
coffee.
I get it.
Right?
I go to bed at like 8:45. That's how.
Does that
I'm like,
too.
like go, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So
it's
you
over.
get like 8 to 10 hours of sleep every night?
No, because she
Not
wakes up
midnight.
at like 3.
Oh, no, I get up at 6. I get like 9 hours of sleep, generally speaking. I don't go to
Man.
sleep at 8:45. I start listening to my audiobook, and then I start playing some Candy Crush, like every other mother on the planet. And I'm on like the 2000th level, and then I just like and then I fall asleep with the phone in my hand. It's very glamorous, my life.
Wow.
Interesting.
I
Yeah.
can't help but notice that the comment section has, I don't want to say
I know,
died.
Did
People are
everybody leave? Did they
tired of
leave?
our
Oh, they're still here. They're still here.
conversation.
They left.
They're still
Okay.
here.
If anybody has
Okay.
questions about parenting, not that you want to ask us,
I mean, we don't have any answers.
no. Or
Yeah,
if anybody
we
wants to
don't
add their stories, please
Stop
do.
feeding your kids snacks.
Yeah, how do you do that?
Oh God. How do we
I mean,
do
I
that?
don't, but
The horse has already left the stable. I think
I
it's
know.
too late. For it.
I
You
just
don't
reel
reel
that
their-
back in.
like a
Yeah.
big bin, and I say, go get your
Yeah.
snacks. Like,
Parenting is hard.
go away.
Bottom line, parenting is hard. It sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
But it's the best job.
we should do one more question, but like I feel like since we started dark before we like wrap up, what's your joy? Like what's bringing you joy right now?
Oh, when I
Just
walk
say-
into the bathroom and there is not half a tube of toothpaste in the sink.
Oh, that's
Wow.
good.
That's
That's
another
really
budget line, toothpaste.
Oh,
Just definitely.
good. Thank you, Amy. Thank you for
Thank you,
breaking the
Amy.
seal. My God.
They go,
She's
You
like,
know
I don't
what?
have kids and I'm never having them.
Oh,
Danielle, give it a try. Give it a try
Yeah.
every once in a while, and because it'll temper the wine drinking. And once I switch to ice cream, I'm not going back to wine. So
Yes.
you know,
right. But
that's-
then do you just keep
point.
eating ice cream?
I stop. I can't have that much.
I have a
I get too
bottomless.
full.
I could eat like the only thing that stops me from eating ice cream is the bottom
of
of
the
the
ice cream.
container, like
Yeah.
the
I've
end
been
of the
there.
ice cream. Oh,
I
We're
have
the
done
same
that.
person,
Yeah.
Jess. But Jamie,
I know. Look, I put my glasses on so that we can continue to look like the same person.
What's bringing you joy, Jamie, and then Jess?
You know what's bringing me joy? You know what's bringing me joy right now, Robin?
What?
Boom, my plants.
Oh,
So many plants. I took the plants out of my room though, so I can't show them all. I'm up to like almost 20 plants now. I'm not stopping.
Okay.
They're everywhere.
in that air.
You know what else, guys? I planted 4 pots of flowers from seeds, and they're coming up.
That's pretty.
That's amazing.
I've never done that in my life. It's every morning I wake up and I run to them to see. I did it for my kids. They're not as interested as I am. And I'm like, Rose, look, a flower. I saw Ma. Yeah, you know.
You're like, it's a miracle. You don't understand. It's a miracle. Yes.
Jess, what's bringing you joy right now?
I mean, I don't want to be a just blatant suck up, but talking to you two brings us great joy. Like, you just make me laugh.
You guys bring us joy.
You make me laugh. And are we allowed to talk about the fact that we are not the gays and that you are still having us on?
Did you see how we didn't tell
anybody you're not gay?
We didn't tell them you were straight.
I noticed, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to speak my truth.
Is that something that we?
No, we have a lot of straight people on this show. We have a lot of straight listeners in this feed, I think. So there's that too. My mom is here. She's straight.
Hey, Mom.
Hi, Mom.
She's not. Sue. That's right. There it is.
Yeah, Mama Sue. Yeah, but like you guys, I have to say, Robin and I, we like to talk about stuff, but we don't go deep like you guys do. Like you guys get in there.
We do.
We've been accused of being too heavy, so we've been trying to lighten it up a little bit. But I don't know. Well, I mean, you are what you are.
Yeah,
and I love that kind of conversation. Your podcast has been fantabulous, and everyone needs to be subscribing and rating and reviewing and listening.
I 100% agree with that statement.
So tell everybody like what the premise of your podcast is, because I'm not sure we really got into that. Like in a nutshell, you have 30 seconds.
Oh my God, an elevator pitch. Okay, okay.
Go.
So we believe that we should talk about that. Is all the things that you like say to your friends, like, oh my God, we should talk about that, but they're uncomfortable and maybe you don't necessarily want to talk about it, so you can listen to other people talking about it in the safety of a podcast. It's like it's not always heavy. Sometimes like we talk
about vibrators, talk about
that.
Sex. You got to have Dr. Batshava
on. Going to. Yeah, I'm excited. I follow her now.
Pelvic floor dysfunction. We've talked about domestic abuse. We've talked about over drinking. We've talked about
a lot.
I listened to that one because
we've talked about grief. We've talked about death. We've talked about
mental health. We talk about
mental health.
What brings us joy. We talk about the fact that, I tell everybody what I want for my birthday because I'm afraid I'm going to be disappointed. So I just cut that off, make sure that happens.
That's deep.
My daughter's on the spectrum. We talk about autism. We talk about all sorts of things. Like, we just, hey, there's Liz. Hi, Liz.
Yeah.
We brought that person to you. So you're welcome.
You did.
That was more than 30 seconds. I'm so sorry.
Well, it's okay because we should talk about that.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
talk about how I need to work on editing.
Needs to go to. We should talk about that. Is it .org or .com to get more?
It's actually westatpod.com.
Oh, right, it is.
Yeah. You know how you're ICOCT. We are WeStat.
WeStatPod. You guys should go check them out because they get deep on issues, and that's always
and because they're delightful.
Look at them.
Come on.
And we're basically Robin and Jamie, but.
But we're a close second.
You're the same. We're just doppelgangers.
We're doppelgangers.
Look at Robin and I, for God's sakes. Just look at us.
Only I'm super tall.
Yeah.
Look at that. You got your first new listener right here.
Thanks, Joanne.
Welcome to the community. We welcome you. Namaste.
And if there's something you think we should talk about, hit us up. WeStatPod on Instagram, Facebook, all the things. We have a Facebook group, don't we?
I have a question before Robin kicks us back into the green room. Robin, you haven't answered because you're too busy like moderating and highlighting the comments and stuff. What's bringing you joy right now?
Right now, what's bringing me joy is the warmer weather, the sunshine, and light sweatshirts. That's what's like. I love a lightweight sweatshirt and being able to. And yesterday, I went out in flip flops without like no socks, which is like I don't like to wear socks. So
I've learned so much about you just in this past 30 seconds.
I mean,
Robin.
we're getting closer, Jamie. We're getting
We really
closer.
are. We really
That's
are.
what's bringing me joy right now.
That's good.
Oh my God. I want a pair of like If These Ovaries Could Talk flip flops.
I know. I wish our merch place had that. If they did, we would have that.
You could buy like
a lot of merch.
200 pairs, like those pens, you know? And
Yeah,
have them around,
we could have them made, and they would say, "Robin's shoes,
Robin's
get your hands off.
Robin's ovaries. Hands off.
Hands out."
Maybe that's what our shirts.
Hands out.
Well, thank you both
Our
for coming.
pictures should be just coming out like this.
This was so wonderful. We had a blast chatting.
It was. I'm never gonna not think about your ovaries when I do this again.
Or when I wear flip flops for some weird reason.
We're here for you. We're here for you.
We'll be seeing you guys again soon. We're bringing you back, and you know this, and we know this. It's gonna happen.
This has been real fun,
guys.
All right, bye, guys.
Bye.
That was awesome.
I mean,
So
I just
fun.
love them. I just love them, Jamie. Are they not the best?
They really are. I love those ladies. I'm so glad we did that. And parenting is really freaking hard.
There is. Why do we do it, Jamie? More importantly, why don't
realize.
people rate and review our podcast and our book, Jamie? Tell them to do that.
I have a feeling that everybody who's listening right now or watching right now has rated and reviewed us, because we berate them every single week to rate and review. So if you haven't,
there's one person who's like, damn it, I meant to do that. I just
keep forgetting. It's probably my mom.
Next week, I will. Yeah, your mom, by the way, still has her status of our Facebook group is invited. She still has not accepted the invite to be in our.
She posted in the group.
No, not in the small group. The larger, she has not liked the page yet. It still says just invited.
Mother.
Yes.
All right. Well,
Mama's too. We got a bone to pick.
She's gonna come visit soon, hopefully, and maybe she can be on the live stream with me. That would be fun.
We need Mama Sue.
We need Mama Sue.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us. This was a lovely one. This was a fun one.
This was fun. We hope you enjoyed it as well. And we'll be seeing you. Helen is here. She's back. She's back.
Welcome home.
Namaste. Namaste. I'm holding my pens. Welcome.